Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. Gonna get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Like to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been on this journey with me. I started in 2019 for my New Year's resolution, stating out loud I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt. And it has been a process. And a couple months ago, I don't know if it was a couple months, maybe a couple weeks ago, I started to notice that it is breaking up with me, and it is starting to release me a lot more than it's ever been. But this has been a process, and it is a marathon and not a sprint. And I don't even like to run. I can barely walk. So, last week I was talking in my video about, how I used my son to deflect from my life, and how I thought making him happy or putting all my happiness on him was somehow, good parenting. And I really thought it was. Like, I tried to do the opposite of everything that was done to me, thinking I somehow would do it different. And what I realized is doing everything 100% opposite of what happened to me, the end result was exactly the same. And it's really funny because a couple years ago, I was single. I found myself single after getting divorced. And, if you look at my life on paper, it looks really bad. Like, I did everything backwards. I got pregnant. I had a baby. I had my soon-to-be husband move into my parents' house. We got married after that, and then moved into a house. So I did the whole process ass backwards. And then I ended up with somebody else who did the whole process of, it looked perfect. He did everything the right way, according to what the right way was. And we both ended up in the same exact place in our late 40s. So, which was alone, single, and don't know how to have a relationship with anybody. So, it doesn't matter how you do life. We all end up in the same place eventually. Whether that is, well, eventually we all end up in the ground, but the in-between part, the judging and how life is supposed to happen and how you're supposed to do it and what it's supposed to look like. And mine didn't look good, but I acknowledged it. I was able to let people know, like, I know this looks pretty bad, but I was able, even though it looked bad and I could acknowledge it, I had people point the finger at me and judge me, and I get all that because I would have did the same thing if I was them. But now I'm reversing. I'm changing the cycle. I'm changing my habits. I'm trying to get back to myself and God and others. And it's a process. it takes a lifetime. Excuse me. I think we're all working on it. We're all just trying to survive. And I've gone past survive. I want to thrive. I'm done with just surviving. It is exhausting. It is horrible. And trying to keep up with the Joneses and make everything look good on the outside, even though the inside is a mess. It's a really hard way to live. So I have exhausted every single way to try and avoid myself in my life. And I know a lot of people are doing that too. And I get it. And I did it. And so now I'm working on not doing that anymore. So as I do that, I'm hoping that people are seeing that you don't have to live, like not telling the truth, and you don't have to stay in bad circumstances because you're afraid. I did it. And when I was able to get out of these situations that were not right for me, what was on the other side was peace and joy and happiness and the removal of fear, the removal of shame, and the removal of guilt. And it's not completely gone. I don't want to let you guys think that my life is perfect and everything is time. But I can at least acknowledge my life and where I am. And all the people who are judging me and pointing the finger at me are not going to be able to help me. And they are not the people who want to be near me either. So I totally get that. But I'm just trying to let you guys know that there is another way to live. And having a fake life really sucks and it's exhausting. And I did it. And actually, the times I looked the best were probably the times that I actually felt the worst. Because I guess I didn't want other people to see what was going on, but really maybe it was for me, so I didn't see it. So thank you for everybody who's watching me. Please stay tuned and stay safe, and I will see you guys all next week.